Number 1.
New Year's Eve went out without a hitch, and I'd say it was a great success at work. I work as a bartender at a popular bar/club/restaurant and knew I'd make bank, despite wishing I was with my friends. As a poor college student, this cash would definitely help me out. There is a shortcut that I usually take when I get out of work late. It takes you through the back of the strip where my bar is and leads you to the townhouse complex where my roommates and I live. They were outside the city partying. As I was walking back, I saw 2 men sitting on the curb, smoking. There are a few other restaurants located in the vicinity of my bar, so I figured they were closing up there and taking a little break. I didn't make eye contact and walked along, but paid close attention to them. And then I heard, "Hey baby, I'd love to have a piece of that ass," directly behind me. Turning around, I saw that both guys had gotten up and were a short distance behind me, walking towards my direction. They were laughing and making lewd comments to me. "Come on, babe. We'll take care of you tonight. It's not safe for a pretty thing like you to be walking around this late. Do you need a ride?" "Oh, we'll give you a ride, all right." I was absolutely terrified and knew I had to get away. The entrance to my complex was coming up, but I was afraid that they would follow me to my house. Now, as soon as you enter the complex, the dumpsters are to your left. You essentially open the door and discard your trash in the bin. Knowing this, I came up with a plan. Though I picked up the pace, I could hear their footsteps grow closer. They were still a distance behind me, but were laughing and talking about how the night is young. It was then I decided that I had one chance to get away. I took off in a run, darted left in my complex, opened the door to the dumpsters, and threw myself in, grabbing the door and slowly closing it so it did not make any noise. I was surrounded by empty cartons of milk and sat in complete filth. There are little holes and spaces through the dumpster in which you can see the outside. I found this out the hard way, obviously, and saw the men running past me while cursing and hollering, "Come on out, bitch! We won't hurt you." One of the guys turned around to face the dumpster, reached into his jacket, and pulled out a knife. "Forget it, man. We'll pick up another bitch. She could be anywhere." You cannot possibly fathom the relief I felt when I saw them turn around and leave the complex. I sure as hell did not get out though, fearing that they were waiting right past the entrance. I pulled out my cell phone and called the police right then and there, telling the dispatcher that I am hiding in the dumpster. They pulled in 5 minutes later, though those 5 minutes felt like an eternity. They said I did the right thing by staying inside until they showed up. I gave them a description and pray that these two are caught as soon as physically possible. Today I enrolled in MMA classes and will arm myself anytime I go out.
Number 2.
A bit of background. This happened in the summer, and I believe I was about 12 at the time. I was staying in a hotel in a fairly large city with my mom and my younger brother. We were visiting other extended family, but chose not to stay in their house. My brother is younger than me by a decent amount, so I was usually told to keep an eye on him. On the day we arrived, my mom told me to do just that, while she checked us in and received our room card. So, my brother and I sat down on a couch in the lobby and relaxed a little bit. While we were sitting, a man in about his mid-40s walked into the hotel. The couch was facing the hotel doors, so I got a good look at him. I remember that he was very average looking. Describing his features in detail could generate several different images. The guy comes in and sits on the couch opposite ours. I didn't think anything of it until I realized that he didn't go up to the counter first. He just came in and sat down. It made me feel a little uncomfortable. I thought that he might have followed us in. Thankfully, my mom called us over and told us that our room was ready. We left the lobby and went to our room. Shortly afterwards, we left the hotel to go meet family. I forgot about the man for the rest of the day. We returned at about 7, and my mom told us that we could go swimming in the hotel pool. We all went to our rooms, changed, and went to the pool. A few minutes after we got in the water, the same man from before walked in and sat down. He was wearing jeans and a sweater, so he definitely wasn't going swimming. Again, we didn't think much of it until I could see that my mom was visibly worried. She pointed him out to me, and she said that if he didn't leave within 5 minutes, we needed to go back to our rooms. 5 minutes passed, and he was still there, so we got our things and left. By then it was close to 8. We had brought a rented movie to watch, so we planned to watch that and go straight to bed. I noticed that my mom was a little on edge because of the man watching us, and I got a little more worried myself too. Halfway through the movie, my mom got up to get in the shower. While she was in there, someone knocked on the door and said, "Housekeeping," in a high-pitched voice. I thought it was weird that the cleaning staff would come this late, but we needed another towel, so I answered the door. I wish I hadn't been so stupid. It was the creepy man. He gave me a smile and a little wave. I just stood there, kinda motionless. My mind automatically went to the worst possible situation. Kidnapping, rape, torture, etc. I heard the water in the shower turn off. He stood there as well for a moment, and then he spoke. "How was your swim?" At that moment, my mom came out of the shower, saw the man at the door, pulled me back, and slammed the door. She locked it. Then she called the front desk from our hotel phone to report the guy. I told her to just call the police, but she didn't listen. She then requested we switch rooms. I then heard footsteps stomping down the hallway away from our room. Thankfully, the guy had left. After that, we switched hotel rooms and didn't see the guy again during our stay. Hotel Stalker. Let's not meet.
Number 3.
Alrighty, for those of you who might recognize my last story, you know that I no longer have my dog. She's with a family friend on 6 acres and is super happy. I have moved to a place closer to the city with my family. Some necessary info. I live in a 2-story townhouse that also has a basement with a garage. To get into my basement, you have to go through the 2 storm doors of my garage. My in-laws are currently living in my basement, which is a single room with steps to lead to my main floor. My main floor is my kitchen, laundry room, half bathroom, and living. Then I have 2 bedrooms and a full bathroom upstairs. When coming up the stairs, my 2-year-old son's is the first bedroom. My 10-month-old daughter still sleeps in a crib in my bedroom. Now, my house is full with pretty unique decor. I also have a big screen TV, a PS4, and an Xbox 360. My in-laws also have a 360 and an even bigger flat screen. About 3 or 4 months after we moved in here, I was in my son's room with him when I noticed one of our neighbors leaving my garage door area. I didn't see if she actually came out of it or not, but she was near it and walking away with a trash bag. I figured that she got confused because she looked older and all the houses looked the exact same in the back and have no numbers in the back. So I shrugged it off. A few weeks later, I had just gotten my daughter to sleep. I was sleeping for maybe an hour. I slowly woke up and it registered that I heard a door creak. I looked up to see a man in my doorway just staring at me. I jumped up screaming and ran to my daughter while my husband jumped up woken by my screams. He took a split second to register what was happening, and then charged at the guy. The guy, who appeared to be a Milano and was dressed in black clothes with a checkered hoodie, quickly ran out. As he ran down the stairs, he said, "Sorry, didn't know you were home." Here's the part that really gets us. He unlocked the front door to get out, which is on my first floor, meaning he came up through our basement, where my father-in-law was asleep. Mother-in-law was at work. He broke through 2 locked doors, quietly enough to slip past a sleeping man. We figured it couldn't possibly be a case of mistaken housing, because he had to walk past all of our fairly unique stuff to get to our room. What freaks me out the most is that he walked past my son's room first. I can't even bear to think what would have happened if he went to his room instead of walking past. We called the cops, and the guy was never found. We think he might have gone inside another house in the neighborhood to hide, because the police did rounds and couldn't find him. A week or so later, a cop came by and held up a picture, asking if it was him. I said maybe, because it had been dark in our room, and my husband was the only one who got a good look at his face. The cop informed me that he was wanted for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and sexual assault. Guy in my bedroom doorway. Let's not meet. I keep a metal baseball bat by my bed now, and I will use it.